I want you to run people through how you feel, how you hit a hybrid. I'll tell them how I coach my players to hit one. I tell them to set up much more like they're hitting a wood, which means width of stance a little wider, ball position a little more forward, closer to the instep of the left foot. But you're hitting it like you're hitting an iron. Right. And the mindset's like you're hitting an iron because you still want the low point to be past the golf ball, hitting down and through the ball. Do you want to run them through how you hit a hybrid, how you feel like you do?
Yeah, I feel like it's just like exactly what Adam said. But you know, always remind yourself to have a shorter backswing with your core. Like just using your core to have a short backswing, and always remind you like your ball position should be like 2 or 3 inches like left of your shoulder.
Yep.
So
he's gauging it off of his center of his body and his shoulder here, and he's finding a way to keep that the same relative to the center of his body. People's width of stance changes, right? The reason why you'll hear us talk about ball position relative to our body and not our feet, our guys know that the right width of stance is outsides of the feet to the outsides of shoulders for wedges, middle of feet to the outsides of shoulders for about a 7-iron, and then insides of the feet to the outsides of the shoulders for a driver. And then the other clubs are progressively close to that. If I was a wedge and I was in a 9-iron, it'd be in between a 7-iron and a wedge with the width of my stance. But if I had a stance this wide and somebody told me to play my driver off the inside of my left foot, well, now that ball position's right here. So having the right width of stance matters a lot because the golfer is never going to be able to use their feet as a gauge for ball position if they have the width of their stance changing. Does that make sense? Okay, so why these guys use their shoulders and sternum? Well, it's because that's going to be the true gauge of ball position. Then they can widen their feet out according to their shoulders and their sternum. So, 7-iron right here, right? Okay, just a little ahead of middle of feet to the outsides of my shoulders. I memorized that. There I am, right there, boom. Okay, now, ready? A wedge. Middle of my stance, outsides of my feet, outsides of my shoulders, there I go. Driver. All right, there I go. So that's big. Hybrid. Driver's up there, maybe I'm a little narrower and ball's just a little further back, right? But it's close to a long iron, close to a 3-wood, hitting it like an iron still, down and through that ball, not up in the air. Don't want to help it up. The width of stance being wider, the ball being forward is already helping that ball in the air. The golfer does not need to do anything to help it up. That was really nice right there, buddy.
Thank you.
I know I had a little 2-yard cut to it, but you know what? That was hit perfect. I love that shot.
Yeah.
I really like my players when they hit it solid, just not hitting shots left. It's one big thing we work hard on here at Porzak Golf, just getting rid of all left shots for golfers, for right-handed golfers, for our lefties. We don't want the right shot. But just making sure that our players feel like they can put up a wall right on their butt, right all the way down the fairway. And when they swing, they can go hard right up against that wall, but the ball just stays away from the wall. That's something that our players always work hard to do. So, I always will compliment my players when they make a really good swing. If the ball is 5 yards right out of the center of the face, you're not ever going to hear me say, oh, good miss. No, it's a good shot. It's completely fine. You have a club he's hitting right here. How far are you hitting your hybrid, buddy?
Usually carry at 220, 225.
How many degrees?
It's 19.
Let's take a look at this club. Let's see what he's got here. So he's got some good sticks here. Got the new Stealth, 19 degree, 3 hybrid. Awesome. He's carrying that about 220. Okay, yeah. That's nice. 13 years old. Must be nice, right? I was carrying my driver 220 when I was like 16. Frank, longer club.
All right.
Remember what you said in the very beginning.
Shorter.
With your wedges.
Yeah, shorter.
Shorter the right way.
Yeah.
The longer club comes out. We want to have a little bit of the extra arm swing to the top. Use a little bit more of the chest.
Right.
To get that.
Yeah.
To get the arms up there. Okay.
Yeah.
Feel like the hands are paced with your body's turn all the way up to the top. Okay, my man.
All right.
Let's get it. This should get a lot better in a hurry here. Watch. Much more controlled. I know you didn't even catch all that, but much more controlled. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
And then let your arms go.
Yeah.
Swing your arms around your body on the way through, okay?
Yeah, it feels a lot more compressed when I do a shorter
Yes,
backswing.
absolutely. You can free it up too. You can really let everything, you can really send it on the way through.
Right.
You can widen that stance just a little bit, buddy, okay? There we go. Beautiful shot of the day there. Now, a lot of times, you know, if you're seeing a certain ball flight, if a golfer is seeing the ball flight be too low, check to make sure your stance isn't too narrow. Check to make sure your ball position is not too far back, right? If the golfer's hitting it too high, check to make sure your stance isn't too wide. Check to make sure your ball position isn't too far forward. Now, think about what happens. Anything behind or close to the top of the pendulum is going to be having a more descending blow, so obviously going to go lower.
Right.
Anything ahead of that, it's going to level out more. It's going to go higher.
Yeah.
The wider our stance gets, the more U-shaped the bottom of our swing gets, shallower, right? So it's going to go higher,
Yeah.
more loft coming through. Anything narrower is going to be a little bit more V-shaped,
Right.
and it's going to de-loft the club more,
True.
okay?
Mhm.
Why for bump and runs, you know, we're real narrow.
Right.
For a little higher, softer flop shot, we'd be a little wider,
Yeah.
right? Okay. It's good, Frank. All right, let's get the big dog out.
All right. Say less.
My man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, dude. Driver. I got the putter in my hand. Let me get this out of my hand. It's like hitting a home run. You know, you want to keep that weight in the back foot longer and match it with the ball. You push forward as the bat's moving with you, right? The big thing about it is, I equate this to, had a lot of chance to have some MLB guys come through here, and I love the reason why they tell me the changeup is such a deadly pitch is because the batter thinks it's a fastball. What does the batter do? They then get to their front foot too early, bat's still here, and then they realize, oh my gosh, the ball's still over there. Arms come swinging through, right? Keep the pressure in the back foot longer, meaning let it build and keep it there. Let the arms and the hands pull you through. Don't make an effort to laterally move towards the target, okay? You stay centered and you rotate around that fixed point being your spine. Another way to say it, keep your head in a picture frame right behind the golf ball. My dad used to tell me that one all the time. Woo. Yeah, so what's nice is, first shot Frank came in here and hit with the driver. He's hitting a lot of irons, hitting hybrids. Just got a little bit ahead of it. Missed the ball a little bit high right. So I gave that talk right there about keeping the pressure in the back foot longer. Letting the arms and the hands and the club pull you through. You're not necessarily pulling it through. It's a great thought with the driver, okay? Head into picture frame, right behind the ball. That is so good right there, buddy. Wow. That is beautiful. Not even the shot tracer is going to be able to do that one justice. All right, we're good.